Invest as much as you can afford to lose. By that I mean if you've spent on your basic necessities, you have your savings, your emergency fund, and you've spent on the things that you really want, and you want to grow the rest of your money, then do invest that if it's something that you can afford to lose. And any amount, even if that just means setting aside a small portion of your allowance, is good in the long term if it means you have a potential for growing that money into your retirement fund or into funds for passive income. Now, where do you invest? There are basically three go-to options: bonds, stocks, and pooled funds. Let's first establish a quick principle: higher risk, higher reward; lower risk, lower reward. Bonds are the lowest risk because they're basically loans to the government. You pay the government money and the government pays you back money with interest later on and possibly regular payments while you're holding the bond. The problem is their interest is relatively low since they're secure. Second, stocks. Out of the three, stocks potentially have the highest amount of returns if you know what you're doing. But that's if you know what you're doing. In the long term, I do recommend learning how to do fundamental analysis and being able to research on which stocks are best to invest in. But unless you have a background in finance, it's best probably to go for a pooled fund. Pooled funds are exactly that. They're bunches of money given by different people to a fund manager who invest them in different options that will give investment returns. Basically, someone else borrows your money and manages it for you and then gives you the excess returns. You have less control of your money overall, but it also means that someone that's good at finance gets to manage your money for you, and you don't have to spend your time looking at stock charts or learning new information. Now, where do you invest? This is not sponsored, but the first thing that comes to mind is Luna Securities because it only requires a 500 peso maintaining balance, which is a bit lower than other companies. And it's not all too hard to register. Again though, these are just my own thoughts and recommendations. Please do your own research. But if you do have any follow-up questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them.